Welcome back to my channel. Shout out to my new subscribers. I love y'all. You all are greatly appreciated. Like I said, we're going to have a Christmas giveaway, even though I don't personally celebrate pagan holidays. But we're going to do that. And I really appreciate y'all for giving me the chance and the opportunity. I swear to God, this is going to be a quick video, okay? I swear to God. We looking at the worst cases of child neglect and abuse this episode too. I was really shocked because don't nobody give a damn about the missing and exploited and sexually trafficked children. Don't nobody care about that. Those videos don't do no numbers. Oh, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Please hit that like button. And I'm like, shoot. So I said, well, I'm just going to do about child neglect. And that video did pretty well. So I said, well, I'm going to just turn it into an episode. So I got a couple articles and some videos. And leave your comments on what you think about it because children are the future. And we need to treat them special as they are. You know what I mean? And they are the most vulnerable, along with the elderly, and the most mistreated. You know? And it's sad. And it needs to be talked about. So this article is out of Wisconsin. Child advocates to urge changes to public reporting of e- e- no, mm, I can't even say the word. To public reporting of child abuse and neglect. They changing the way they report these things. Tuesday morning, people from Marathon County and other child advocates plan to urge legislators to better define what cases of child abuse and neglect qualify for public reporting under Act 78. Specifically, Christy Keel, the director of court appointed special advocates for children, said they are hoping legislators will better define what egregious means. Under the law, the Department of Children and Families must notify public in cases of child death, serious injury, and egregious or critical incidents due to maltreatment or suspected mistreatment. It also must report when a child in out of home placement is suspected of having died by suicide. At this current time, there aren't really any sexual abuse cases that are ever coming forward. For instance, there was recently a case of a 5-year-old who was SA'd and ended up having reconstructive surgery. Oh my God. That means they just tore up her inside. God, dog. And that case never came through that system. And really, in the eyes of a child advocate, that would be an egregious incident. She clarified that specific case did not happen in Marathon County. Damn, I had to have reconstructive. Damn. Mm, mm, mm. Gill says she believes including cases such as child sexual assault would be important for accountability purposes and to give children a voice. Absolutely agree with that. Okay, let's just get into the videos because I'm just going to make this because that really just messed me up that that child had to have reconstructive surgery. That means that man tore up the insides of that little girl. I'm just so fucked up right now about that shit that it just got me. I can't even imagine what that girl went through, me being a victim of that as a kid. Wow. Whew, that's why these things need to be talked about. Now, this is a mother here. This mother is accused of unaliving her 6-year-old child. This is how she acting in court. This is a mental. Let me open this. Hold on.
This mother was found guilty of taking the life of her 6-year-old son, and her reaction is shocking.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage. That's all you're.
Miss Dollar, I don't know that that's appropriate here.
Sorry, I told you what somebody else did.
What I would say is,
Now, you heard what she said. I'm innocent. Fuck you all.
it's worse though when you don't lose your child to something like cancer or an accident. It's when someone takes that child from the world. What I can't imagine, nobody can imagine, is when the person that takes a child from the world is the one that brought that child. And that is what the jury concluded you did, and I respect the jury's judgment, and I respect Minnesota's decision about what the appropriate consequence is. Nothing I do would bring justice to this situation. Nothing I do will relieve any of the pain that you caused. This mother was found guilty of taking the life of her 6-year-old son.
I'm gonna let that play again.
And her reaction is shocking.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage. That's all you're.
Wow.
I don't know that that's appropriate here.
Sorry, I told you what somebody else did.
What I would say is, the worst thing that seems to happen to parents is to lose their child. It's worse though when you don't lose your child to something like cancer or an accident. It's when someone takes that child from the world. What I can't imagine, nobody can imagine, is when the person that takes a child from the world is the one that brought that child. And that is what the jury concluded you did, and I respect the jury's judgment, and I respect Minnesota's decision about what the appropriate consequence is. Nothing I do would bring justice to this situation. Nothing I do would relieve any of the pain that you caused. This mother was found guilty of taking the life of her 6-year-old son.
I'm definitely gonna delete that one. Now, this mom had 9 kids.
New for you here at noon. A Miami Gardens mother of 9 is in jail this noon, accused of child neglect.
Yeah, police say several children were covered in filth and garbage covered parts of the home when officers arrived.
Let's get to Marissa Bag, who's live for us with this developing story. Marissa, how did officers know something wasn't right here?
Well, according to the arrest report, Shelley, it looks like it was pretty obvious. We're here on Northwest 37th Avenue and about 177th Street in Miami Gardens. Police were initially called out here because of reports of a fight, but police tell us that as soon as they arrived at the house in question, they could tell something was wrong. They said that they could smell a foul odor and that it seemed pretty clear that the children had not been well cared for, and in the end their mother was arrested. Police have identified her as 30-year-old Ashley Jennings. She went before a judge a short time ago on a total of 9 counts of child neglect, 1 for each of her children. Miami Gardens police say that the children, who are between the ages of 1 and 10, appeared to be unbathed and covered in filth. The arrest report says that there was feces and roaches on the floor of the kitchen, and that throughout the rest of the house was really in deplorable conditions, including garbage on the bedroom floors and flowing out of the closets. In court,
Damn.
Jennings' attorney asked the judge to be lenient with a bond.
The allegations are fairly severe, so I have some hesitation in doing this, but again, the rationale behind a bond is not to punish, it is to secure a person's attendance and to protect people from harm.
And police did also write in the report that there didn't appear to be any edible food in the fridge when they checked in on that. At this hour, Jennings does remain in jail on a $22,000 bond. We are live here in Miami Gardens. Marissa Bag, NBC6 News.
Damn. Covered in filth, huh? Have not been bathed. Turn that down. Damn, every time I go live.
So, what if I told you a couple who adopted a child allows
This
the child
is
to starve, goes to court, gets convicted, no jail time because the judge says, what about the other adopted?
Dr. Rashard
We have to think about
Richard.
that. This is insane.
But listen, let's.
What if I told you a couple who adopted a child allows the child to starve, goes to court, gets convicted, no jail time because the judge says, what about the other adopted children? We have to think about them. This is insane. Picture full mass. I'm about to tell you a hell of a story. An Idaho couple, Byron and Gwendolyn Buchman, were convicted of starving their adoptive daughter until the point she went into cardiac arrest. However, according to a judge, they will not be serving any jail time for their crime. So keep that picture up. Now, I read over this case. I have information about the DA and everybody else. So here's the thing. In the court of law, they will not serve jail time. I am not the court of law. I am the court of public opinion. Byron and Gwendolyn were slapped with 4 years of probation, 300 hours of community service last Tuesday by Judge Darla Williamson, who ruled that jail time would hurt the 4 adoptive kids they still have. Why in the hell do they still have 4 damn children in their household?
Facts. You supposed to take them all.
The judge additionally with
Unbelievable.
which means if the couple follows the rules of probation, their conviction will be vacated. The hell? A ruling that led some to actually gasp in the courtroom.
This
That's
is
according
awful.
to the Idaho Statesman. The pair were convicted June 2022 for mistreating the young girl that they previously were that they were in jail previously for. They were in jail for 1 day, were credited with time served. The judge's decision comes after prosecutors requested they face 20 years. 20 years, 1 day. Prosecutor said this is a 20-year crime here. The judge says no, 1 day. 20 years behind bars was the request, with at least 5 years in the slammer before parole could even be considered. That's according to a news release from the county prosecutor's office. Put up the prosecuting attorney.
This a damn shame.
Okay? She's to blame.
Damn shame.
Partly. The judge, partly as well. Because both could have rejected this ridiculous plea. The prosecutor's office detailed neglect and mistreatment of the girl, named E.B. in court records. Placed under her adopted parents' care from the age of 3 to 6. Including only allowing her to eat vegetable powder.
Wow.
Sleeping in the laundry room without bedding. The girl testified she was so hungry that she ate toilet paper after she was locked in the bathroom. The prosecutor's office said the depraved malnourishment and forcing the girl to stand outside in cold temperatures
Damn.
led her to go into cardiac arrest October 2017. She survived it. The abuse continued. ADA Deputy Prosecutor Daniel Dinger says, and I quote, "I certainly do not think that it is in any way an exaggeration to suggest that this was merely a homicide.
Right.
That E.B. could have died as a result of the defendant's conduct." The two were found guilty of felony injury to a child. with an enhancement for producing great bodily harm. And the misdemeanor count of injury to a child after they were arrested in 2019, they kept it going. Williamson.
Insane. And then they need to be in jail. Fuck that. They need to be in jail.
Negatively affect the 4 other adoptive children they still watch after. Williamson also said that the Buchmans are not the typical criminals she deals with in court, and putting them in jail would only be done to send a message to the public that people who do this, they go to prison, according to the newspaper.
They fucking supposed to go to prison.
Will stay out of trouble and appear to be taking care of their 4 other kids, even as they are barred from fostering additional children. Put their pictures up again. Look at all of the breaks, all of the favor that they're receiving for the harm they did to a child. Starving a child, getting convicted for doing so. Having a directive to never be able to adopt again, even though they are allowed to keep the 4 they currently have. The order should have been to take those children out of the house.
Absolutely. What kind of shit is this?
They didn't do that.
I'll be right back.
At this point, somebody needs to check that judge's bank account. This makes no sense. The judge also added that the couple has suffered substantial penalties outside the legal system. The 2 might never get their old jobs back, the judge said. The Buchman's lawyer, Matthew Williams, said, Byron lost his job as a nurse because of the child abuse. Gwendolyn might never get her teaching certificate back. Why? Child abuse. That's what happened when you abuse children. Gwendolyn, through tears, told the judge during a statement, "My children are my pride and joy. I love them very much," she said. But E.B., in a statement read in court by prosecutors, said she wanted her former adopted parents to go to jail.
Right, as they should go to jail.
Because I don't want what they did to me to happen to anybody else.
Wow. She got that much sense.
Have we de-evolved into? So here's the thing. I'm staying on top of this case. Because obviously there's some malfeasance here somewhere. A person who literally gets convicted, a couple gets convicted of child abuse, the felony version of child abuse, and the other children that they adopted aren't even removed from the household. They receive no jail time. Prosecutors saying it should have been 20 years. They get 1 damn day, both of them. The other children not even taken out of the home? Hell no. There is something foul happening in that courtroom. Need to be in jail so it doesn't happen to another baby. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
I totally agree. What the hell is going on in this world? What the hell is going on in this world? This shit is insane. What is going on?
Thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Bartolotta. Sharice is off tonight. 2 parents remain behind bars this evening, suspected of starving their infant to death and abusing an older child. The St. John Sheriff says the pair will face second-degree murder charges in this unimaginable crime. Eleanor Chabon has tonight's top story.
That child was malnourished beyond what I've seen in my 34 years.
Wow.
It's a horrific case at this home in Reserve. Sheriff Mike Trigg says he's struggling with.
For a harmless, defenseless human being to just be left like that, to starve to death.
According to Sheriff Trigg, deputies were called to 24-year-old Angel Taylor and 31-year-old Chevy LaFontaine's home earlier this week. He says Taylor called 911 saying her 4-month-old daughter was having a medical condition. According to the sheriff, this is the camper trailer that the family of 4 had been living in. The sheriff said when deputies arrived, they found the child. He says it was clear to them that the infant had been dead for a period of time because rigor mortis had already set in.
From what I saw,
Damn. rigor mortis had already set in. What the fuck is
Sheriff
wrong
Trigg
with
says
these
the family
people?
were living in deplorable conditions and that their 13-month-old son, who survived, showed signs of neglect and abuse.
Neither the biological mother or father took responsibility for their actions. They blamed it on everybody else. They blamed it on their drug use. They blamed it on the people that gave them drugs. Absolutely no remorse at all.
Autopsy results found the baby girl died from starvation, malnutrition, dehydration,
Damn.
severe neglect, and child abuse.
A 4-month-old child,
Damn.
a little baby like that. I mean, that's just. I mean, wild animals take better care of their cubs.
The shock of this tragedy
It makes me sad. I can't quit thinking about it.
felt most by those first on scene. The sheriff is thankful he was able to save the 13-month-old, but wishes he could have saved the infant's life.
Damn.
You sit down and eat your dinner tonight and you think about what you have in front of you and you got a baby that can't have anything at all.
Eleanor Tabone, Eyewitness News.
Taylor and LaFontaine were booked for second-degree murder, but also face a string of other charges. Bond was set at a full $600,000. The 13-month-old is now in state custody.
I bet you they ain't gonna walk free. Okay, we just gonna do a couple more because this shit is just awful.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Devin
Oh,
Bartolotta.
wait a
Showbiz
minute.
is off
Hold on.
tonight.
Let me not do this. Oh, I thought I something new, wasn't it? I wonder why I can't bring this up. Oh, I know why.
Seeing something like that just breaks your heart.
First tonight, viewer discretion advised.
Look at this shit.
A horrific discovery in a small town. Awful living conditions found inside a trailer in Flomaton.
2 women arrested accused of child abuse and animal cruelty. Our Natalie Williamson spoke with a man who made this discovery and told police, and Natalie, it doesn't get much worse than this.
No, it doesn't. Lenise and Cameron. The story actually
Look at
unfolded
this
a few
house.
weeks ago when Tracy Gandy was checking on a trailer he had rented to a family. He had no idea what he was about to see. Filth everywhere. 2 dying dogs inside cages and a cat that was already dead. And I do want to warn you, the pictures you're about to see are disturbing.
Everybody knows everybody. Most of the time, everybody looks out for everybody.
Flomaton, Alabama. Population around 1,500. A small town just minutes away from the Florida state line. It's a tight-knit community known as the gateway to the Gulf Coast. It's not a place where anyone expected to find this. Horrific scenes inside a trailer on Old Atmore Road. This is where investigators say Jessica Wright and Molly Weaver were living with 2 young children and 3 pets. On July 5th, Tracy Gandy, owner of Gandy's RV Park, was doing yard work around the trailer Weaver and Wright were renting when he heard something alarming.
One of the ladies that worked for us tried to do inspection, and they kept putting her off on the inspection, wouldn't let her in. And then they got 2 months behind on the rent, so we give them the eviction notice. And we knew they got the eviction notice because they took it off the door, but they were sneaking in at night, going in the trailer. A couple of days later, I was spraying around for weeds and stuff, and I heard the pets inside. So I got the key, the spare key to open it up, and I opened it just to be able to check. And then that's when I seen all the...
Look at this shit. Oh, Damn, my phone died. Let me grab the other one. Shit, damn. The phone done died. Move. Thank God I got two phones. Thank God I got two phones. Here we go.
First tonight, viewer discretion advised.
Look at this
Horrific
trailer.
discovery in a small town.
Oh, let me get back to the part it cut off
Found inside a
of.
trailer in Flomaton.
Two women arrested accused of child abuse and animal cruelty. Our Natalie Williamson spoke with the man who made this discovery and told police.
Found just minutes away from the Florida state line. It's a tight-knit community.
Oh, we'll play that part. Let me go.
Coast. It's
One of the ladies that worked for us tried to do inspection, and they kept putting her off on the inspection, wouldn't let her in. And then they got 2 months behind on the rent, so we give them the eviction notice. And we knew they got the eviction notice because they took it off the door, but they were sneaking in the night, going in the trailer. A couple of days later, I was spraying around for weeds and stuff, and I heard the pets inside. So I got the key, the spare key to open it up, and I opened it just to be able to check. And then that's when I seen all the people.
shocking, to say the least.
Look at this
Piles
shit.
of trash bags, bugs, human and animal feces.
Oh my God.
The smell is really no describing the smell.
And within all that were 2 dogs. Locked inside cages, forced to lie in their own waste. But that wasn't all.
And a dead cat that she had admitted that she put in the garbage can. And it was just a little small garbage can that goes in the bathroom with no liner, no nothing. She just dropped the cat in there.
The Flomaton Police and Fire Department came out to the scene. This video showing firefighters walking in using oxygen masks. Gandy tells me Wrighton Weaver had moved to Florida at the time he found the horrendous conditions and says the 2 would sneak back in the trailer. Just 3 weeks after the initial discovery, Fox 10 News photojournalist Hayden Height and I went inside the trailer.
Look at this
Gandy tells
shit.
me crews spent days cleaning, but still had much more to go. He says innocent children and pets shouldn't have to endure something like this.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I've had my kids, I've raised stepchildren, and seeing something like that just breaks your heart.
Wright and Weaver are both locked up tonight. They're charged with 2 counts of child abuse and 2 counts of animal cruelty. The children, who are 3 and 6, are now with other family members. The children can be a Escambia County Animal Shelter. Liz Karen.
Damn. What the fuck is wrong with people? What time is it? Okay. Let's do this one. Oh no, I'll do this one later. I'm not doing that one now. That shit is disgusting too. Well, shit, they all bad. We gonna get into the past of what he did. What he did. We gonna get into what the pastor did.
Following for over a year now, a local pastor was charged with sexually assaulting an underage family member whom he allegedly impregnated when the victim was just 14 years old.
Damn
pastor is due
shame.
in court tomorrow for a pre-trial hearing. We first brought you the story last year after the allegations surfaced. Tonight, another one of the alleged victim's relatives who spoke out against the pastor then is speaking to us again. KPRC2's Devin Clark is live downtown Houston with his message ahead of tomorrow's hearing.
Well, he's been back and forth to court. over the last year.
In October last year, we told you about Pastor Robert L. Carter, who was charged with continued sexual abuse of a child and sexual assault of a child aged 14 to 17. Carter accused of doing this to a young family member.
How could you show your face in a
Right.
church where you profess to keep the word or speak the word of God?
This family member, who we are not identifying as to protect the alleged victim's identity, says Carter abused the girl some 600 times, starting when she was just 7 years old. Got her
Damn.
pregnant when she was 14. He says the girl gave birth in a closet. Then Carter took their baby and dropped him off at a fire station.
I mean, it's horrific for one, but it's just been a
So she had the baby in a closet. You ripped the baby from her, drop it off at the fire. You's a dirty mother. It's a special place in hell for your ass.
on the judicial system to, step in and do what they can do.
This family member says Carter must plead guilty by tomorrow or go to trial, while the Harris County District Attorney's Office says they cannot comment on plea deals before they happen. We have confirmed Carter is due back in court tomorrow.
They have a new judge, a no-nonsense judge, and I think that she's moving the case along as best she can.
Shortly after being charged, Carter posted the $200,000 bond. The alleged victim's family member we've been speaking to says the baby she had, now 6 years old, was adopted by a loving family.
That child is in the best place possible.
As for the alleged victim herself,
She was just tired. She was tired of being afraid.
her loved one adds she's been working with the prosecutor and working to heal from the trauma Carter caused.
I've never met anyone, a woman, stronger than that woman there. I've never met a woman who, knowing the facts, can get up every day and not go crazy.
In addition to justice for his loved one, the man you heard from says he hopes this story motivates other potential victims of sexual abuse to come forward. We have a list of resources right now on our website, click2houston.com. And again, Carter, due back in court right behind me.
That's a damn shame. It's a special place. And then you had the nerve to be a pastor. The fuck? This is why people don't go to church.
Today, I guess this pastor named Robert Carter. Pastor, and I guess he, to such a degree that he had full access to it. I don't know, and I'm not blaming this on the mom. I'm not blaming this on the mom.
That's a damn shame what he did to that girl. The fuck? This is the last one.
I would like for you all to meet the Griffiths. Brian and Jill, who are husband and wife, probably also brother and sister, and their inbred children, Dalen and Liberty. And they like to adopt black children and put them in cages under their beds. Don't believe me? Hold that thought.
This double-wide trailer in Fort White now sitting empty. This was the home of the Griffith family. Brian and his wife Jill and their 2 adult children, 21-year-old Dallin and 19-year-old Liberty, are now in jail. Their arrest affidavits detail the concerns made by a woman working at a local church camp who saw one of their 9 other children bring in a taser. According to the report, the woman told the Department of Children and Families the family recently moved to the area from Arizona. She claimed the family primarily fosters or adopts African-American children, and these children were being treated unfairly. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office confirmed the children range in ages from 7 to 16 years old. Of the 9 children, 5 were biological and 4 were adopted in Arizona. During interviews with DCF, one child said he was often caged under a bunk bed as punishment. Other children said they were also sprayed in the face with vinegar, and their mom would press a sheet of plywood onto their backs as punishment. The report also states many of the children do not know how to read and One child claims she hadn't attended school in over 5 years. Investigators also reached out to another child that was supposed to be in the Griffiths' care, but was actually in Arizona with her biological mother. According to the affidavit, this child accused Brian and Dowlin of sexual and physical abuse. The children were taken into DCF custody on July 3rd, and the adults were arrested Tuesday.
Do not get me wrong. These translucent troglodyte yogi yetis, first-generation descendants of the people under the stairs, all need to be put to death. No qualms about it. But can we talk about this? Listen up. Child Protective Services. How in the entire hell do you allow this couple to adopt children when you have 9 children
of your own? Exactly.
Somebody needs to explain that, because somebody needs to.
Right, he got a good point. How do you let a family adopt children? They already got 9 of their own, and they married brother and sister with incestual kids, and now you adopting children of color and abusing the hell out of them. You know what? Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I ain't got no more words. Good night.